Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is, what is today? Oh, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The 11th day of November, so it's the 11th day of the 11th month. That means today is Veterans Day.
Nice.
I'm going to circle back to that in a second. It's also National Sundae Day, which you'd think would land on a Sunday, but it's Ice Cream Sunday.
Right.
Now, let's go back to Veterans Day. It was first called Armistice Day. The holiday was established to honor Americans who had served in World War I originally. It always fell on November 11th, the day when that war ended. Do you know what year?
I do not.
1918.
Okay.
Says many people confuse Veterans Day with Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a day for remembering and honoring military personnel who died in the service of their country. Veterans Day is largely intended to thank living veterans for their service, to acknowledge all who have served and have sacrificed and have done their duty. And I want to say hats off to each and every one of you. Happy Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service. Also, I have a veteran joining me today, and he had a chance to be in the movie Top Gun, like the movie back in the 80s.
Sure.
He was actually one of the people that helped train for that. Our guest is Dave Baranek, and he's got a book called Tomcat Rio. We're going to chat all about it in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A study found the most stressful job in America is the enlisted U.S. military personnel. I've been holding
I'm sure.
I've been holding on to this study for a little while because I thought today, Veterans Day, would be a good day to share that.
I think that's absolutely accurate.
And again, another one here. I've been trying to do two during this segment because a lot of them are really short little studies. So this one, researchers at Loyola University Chicago released research conducted upon young adults aged 25 to 40, and they suggest exercise may lead to weight gain, not weight loss. So the ages of 25 and 40, I don't know what my excuse is, but
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't exercise either, so I still don't know what my excuse is. I've got a link to that story, though. It's in the show notes. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. When he was prevented from bringing his liquor onto the high-speed train, a man in China wasn't about to throw away the bottle, especially when you find out what it was, a $185 bottle of booze.
Oh, wow.
So what did he do? He sat down near the security desk and just drank it all right out of the bottle.
Oh, my gosh.
A person who witnessed the situation videotaped it or recorded it on and then posted it on social media. Do you still say videotaped now that there's no tape?
I don't know.
Just video recorded?
Just
I don't know how to say
it.
He recorded it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Heidi. We're a good team. She's the smart one. She's the cute one. I don't know what I am. I'm just here. Based on the label, the witness says the man was chugging a bottle of booze worth about $185.
Oh, my God.
So I understand then at that point why he wouldn't say, I'm going to just throw that away. I've gone through security checkpoints.
I would find alternate means of transportation.
Yeah. I've gone through security checkpoints where I had to throw away a bottle of water. And it was like 99 cents. And even that was like killing me. I'm like, do I have to? They're like, yeah, you can't take that.
Whole different tax bracket there.
Exactly. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. And this is the little screen. What do you think is the most watched YouTube video of all time? Over 7 billion plays.
Oh,
it is?
Geez, I have no idea.
I bet you could sing it along with me. Baby Shark.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Baby Shark has now become the most watched YouTube video of all time. Over 7 billion plays. That put it ahead of Despacito. Although
Good Lord.
Heidi's favorite version of Despacito is
The rubber chicken.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Every time she plays it, she laughs maniacally.
I do.
That same laugh right there. And I just don't, I'm like, okay, it was funny the first time.
It's so funny.
It's just not that funny. But I was wrong. Johnny Depp lost his London libel suit against the British newspaper that referred to him as a wife beater. So he
lost that?
Yeah, he did not win.
All right.
So I don't know how that whole thing worked out, but there you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of TimeForRehab.com. Prince William, he revealed that he battled COVID-19 back in April. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He struggled to breathe back in, April. Is when Prince William had that. Many royals have dealt with COVID-19. Prince Charles also had COVID-19. Online they said Prince Andrew did not have COVID-19 because, 19 is too old. Because he's into... That's what it said online. I'm just saying not my joke. I don't even think it was that great of a joke, but moving right along. Justin Bieber is in the news. This is the dumbest thing. Justin Bieber was spotted on a music video set wearing only his underwear in downtown L.A.
Okay.
End of story. I'm like, what?
Super.
What is that? How is that news? Okay. Ed Sheeran's British charity is paying primary school teachers to help students learn with learning disabilities pick up music. So he's saying, hey, if you're struggling learning, maybe if you learn music, that'll help. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I think Ed Sheeran seems like a pretty neat guy.
He seems pretty nice.
Yeah. Recent reports state that rap queen Nicki Minaj has welcomed her first child into the world. For those of you who don't know, Nicki Minaj is married to a guy by the name of Kenneth Petty, who is, for whatever reason they have it, reportedly a music industry professional, all in quotes. So apparently they don't know what he does.
Okay.
But if you Google him, it turns out that he's a registered sex offender.
Oh.
So that's also in the story. You know what I did? Did I Google it? No, I didn't Google it. Personal trainer Sabrina Parr stated that she and former Los Angeles Lakers star Lamar Odom have called off their engagement. Mr. Odom used to be married to Khloe Kardashian. New projection show, online holiday sales in the U.S. will jump 34% year over year. That's the online sales for 2020, nearly tripling the 12% growth registered in 2019. And part of that is people who don't want to go to the stores this year. And part of that is also some stores that won't even offer in-store discount things.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And despite a pandemic and ongoing economic uncertainty, pet owners are increasing the amount of money they spend on their little furry friends. Pampering pets and an increase in adoptions has helped increase pet product sales by almost 10% in 2020 compared to 2019. And I bet a lot of that has to do if you're home with
You've
pets.
been home more and you're spending
those-
more time with them and they're
bet those
getting
pets are
spoiled a little
probably
more.
Getting a few more treats. And one final story. It's time to get a head start on Christmas right now. A lot of folks are doing their shopping. And when you do that, do you do a fancy job wrapping the presents?
Yes.
Heidi does. Do I, Heidi?
No.
No, I do not. As a matter of fact, sometimes I try as poorly as possible to make it look really bad just because I think it's really funny. And according to a new study, they say the effort that you put into that is not really worth it. They say friends tend to like poorly wrapped presents more than those that are packaged to perfection. Beautifully wrapped presents, researchers claim, create high expectations that whatever is inside can almost never live up to. So everything I buy lives up to it because I wrap it really bad. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Veterans Day. This is a day to celebrate men and women who stepped up to serve their country in every branch of the military. And our guest today is one of the men that did exactly that, David Baranek. He's also got several books out, and you might have seen a movie that he helped with. It was called Top Gun. I think that did okay. It did really, really well. He's got a brand new book out. We're going to talk about that today. Mr. Dave Baranek.
Hey, John, thanks for that nice introduction, and you got my last name right. Baranek rhymes with bionic.
And that's how you got your nickname, right?
Yeah, when I was a brand new guy, I thought I would be clever, and I told him I want my call sign to be Bionic. And this pilot I was flying with, he looked at me, and I was really skinny and young. He goes, "I can't call you Bionic." And he shortened it to Bio, and that stuck.
That's awesome. Well, I want to say thank you for sharing your stories through these 3 different books, but also thank you for your service as well.
You're welcome. Thanks for mentioning it. A couple of years after I retired, I was driving home from my office, and I said, you know what, I've been very fortunate to get to fly, to be involved in the Top Gun movie, and do other things. I decided right then to write a book. I checked with my wife, and she goes, I think that's a good idea. And so it turned out I've written 3 books now. The latest one just came out a couple of months ago.
And the new one is Tomcat Rio, a Topgun instructor on the F-14 Tomcat and the heroic naval aviators who flew it. And that's quite a machine, isn't it?
Oh, the F-14 was an amazing airplane. It came out way back. I mean, it first flew in 1970. It joined the Navy around 1974. It was 63 feet long. And at maximum weight, it weighed more than 35 tons. But, you know, it had big engines, and it was sleek. It could go fast. It could dogfight. It was an amazing machine, yeah.
And how long have they been out of service now?
The Navy retired them in 2006 and moved to the Super Hornet, the new revised version of the F-18 Hornet, and that replaced the Tomcat. But the F-14 is the plane that starred in the movie Top Gun. People think Tom Cruise starred in it, but the F-14 is really the star.
I agree with you 100% on that. Now, when you get a different vehicle, maybe a button is moved here or there, but you get used to it pretty quickly, how hard is it to get used to a different airplane? Is it hard to get used to that?
You know, that's funny. That's a good question. The Navy used to allow pilots to be, and I'm a backseater, and we can talk about that more in just a minute, but the Navy used to allow pilots to be qualified in almost unlimited number of airplanes, and then in the mid-1980s they said, okay, you can be qualified to fly 3 airplanes maximum. That's my recollection. It was just a safety thing. And also, for many years, they've had pretty tight restrictions on how to be qualified. You really have to go through training and do all kinds of things. So it's not like the old days when you just get a cockpit familiarization and jump in the plane and take off. But there is a little bit of confusion, or there can be a little bit of confusion when you change airplanes, yes.
So let's talk about your book, Tomcat Rio. First of all, I got to tell you, I've got a copy of it here. This is a pretty solid book here. It feels like I'm looking at a textbook. Let's talk about what we're going to learn when we read this book.
When I saw the book, I mean, I wrote it. I came up with the pictures, but when I finally saw the printed copy, I was amazed because I had asked the publisher if they could use bigger sheets of paper so the photos would show up better.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a great job. The pages are larger than my other 2 books. The pictures are beautiful, but it's not just a picture book. It's got, about 20 chapters. It talks about my career after I finished being a Top Gun instructor and when I returned to the F-14. And then I eventually became an F-14 squadron commander, and I talk about that too. Talk about the good parts and the challenges.
It very much feels like a textbook, and I'm sure when I read it, I'll get a chance to learn quite a bit. Now, there's a Top Gun movie that's supposed to be coming out soon. Are you involved in that at all?
No, and you know what? People ask me that, and that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if you look at the credits of the original movie, my name is in the credits.
Nice.
And so I had my time on the screen, and that's because when they made the movie, I was a Top Gun instructor. for this new movie, they worked with the guys who were instructors when they filmed it. And so I say, you know what, let them have their time in the spotlight.
Speaking of time, thank you so much for yours today.
Yeah, sure thing, John. Thanks for having me on.
Again, the book is called Tomcat Rio, a Top Gun instructor on the F-14 Tomcat and the heroic naval aviators who flew it. The book is available right now. I'll throw a link to this book, and also on his website, he's got his other 2 books that came out before that. I'm going to throw a link to all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thank you for listening on Veterans Day.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Samsung tests their phone's durability with a robot shaped like a hiney.
Okay.
It says since people stash their phones in their back pocket all the time, Samsung created a robot that is tush-like shaped, and it even wears jeans, and they stick the phone in that pocket.
That's a great idea.
And it would sit on the phone over and over and over to see if it can take the pressure.
That's a great idea.
You know what's a better idea? Don't put your phone in your back pocket. That's just
But a lot of people do. I've seen you put your phone in your back pocket.
It goes in my front pocket.
Oh.
I don't believe I've ever had my phone in my back pocket.
I've seen you.
No, you haven't. When?
Okay.
I put my wallet back there, maybe. Once my keys, that was a bad idea. Then I sat on my keys and made the alarm go off. That was a bad idea. Don't do that either. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline Japan. A Japanese company has unveiled a foot-operated vending machine for people who do not want to touch a germy keypad with their fingers. Here's my question. How do I put coins in with my feet?
Right?
Or put in a dollar bill with my feet? Or slide a credit card with my feet? I've seen credit card-operated vending machines, which are cool.
Some people are going to have no natural antibodies in their system at all if they avoid all germs.
How do you get the items out of the vending machine?
Exactly. You're going to have to open that little drawer. And
I don't know. I just know how any of that stuff works. So
ridiculous.
Maybe there's a perfectly good explanation for all of my questions.
I can only assume.
Probably. This is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A woman who stole hair dye from a pharmacy, a CVS drugstore in Delaware, and then pulled a weapon on the manager. She's still at large. The manager said the woman put several boxes of hair dye in her handbag. When the manager confronted her, she pulled out a box cutter, pointed it at the man, and took off. Police described the suspect as a 25 to 30-year-old, about 5'5", wearing a camouflage hoodie. Anyone with info can call Corporal Andrew Johnson at the Delaware State Police, Troop 6. Information could be provided also by calling Crime Stoppers. So, does that just seem really weird? How much is hair dye? Is that expensive?
It depends on what kinds you're picking out, but no, they're not. They're not expensive enough to go to jail for.
No, that's why I put it here. It was going to be my moment of duh, because it's also kind of a moment of duh. But I just thought, you know what, this is probably better for weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. According to officials, a man in Indiana was arrested for assaulting two poll workers at a polling location. This doesn't sound good. So the man showed up. There was a disturbance. A voter at a voting center, 48-year-old Douglas Earl, entered the polling site, wanted to vote, didn't have his ID, was turned away. He began to walk around inside the building where the voting machines were, and again was told, hey, you can't be in here. After several attempts to get him to leave, he started striking the workers, the sheriff's office said. Earl was then arrested for battery resulting in bodily injury and disorderly conduct. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get any of that. But, yeah, that's not good. The folks working there are good folks, so don't do that. That is today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida. A Florida home health aide is accused of stealing a credit card from a cancer patient. Fake news or Florida?
I could see that happening in Florida.
Yeah, well, it could happen anywhere, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did happen in Florida. How sad is that?
Yeah.
And a lot of the people who have jobs like that go through a lot of background checks because that is such an
You are
important thing.
the most trusted person in their lives at that moment.
Don't let somebody down like that. That's
Yeah,
just
it's
so
disgusting.
bad. And the sad thing is, not only did they lose respect for themselves, but also a lot of other people who do that job, who now there's going to be just this little level of
distrust.
I don't know if I can trust them or not. So I don't know.
That's gross.
I think it's too bad. Thanks for listening to today's Fake News or Florida on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And this story comes from England, where doctors in a hospital put on a special performance for a 5-year-old kid with cancer who happens to love ballet. So these doctors do a little ballet dancing for the girl. I think that's really cool. There's a video, by the way, if you want to see it. This happened at Worcester Royal Hospital. Picked up on Izzy's love of ballet while she was in for treatment and spent some time reading ballet stories. So Dr. Banyan, I don't know how to say the last name, Kamalarjan, I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure, I'm so sorry, and Emma Monder, 2 doctors, dressed in colorful tutus and tiptoed into a room with a surprise performance.
Oh, that is adorable.
When Izzy, who loves ballet, came to our children's clinic for her cancer treatment, 2 of the team surprised her with a very special routine they posted on Facebook. Izzy has lymphoblastic leukemia. She's being treated for a second time after relapse earlier this year. It says she's been through a really tough time the last few months, and it's something the doctors want her to do for a while, but she's been so poorly. So poorly, is that right? It was a nice special treat for her, Izzy's mother said. By the way, it says Worcestershire is how you pronounce it. I said it way wrong.
Okay. That was the doctor's last name. Worcestershire? Do you know what you're talking about?
I have no idea. I'm so lost. It says the hospital also cleared up the correct pronunciation of the city and the sauce for non-UK residents.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, so by the way, they say it's pronounced Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
The staff wrote in a comment.
Okay.
So I think I said Worcester. I don't know what I said. Worcestershire. I can't say it. Can I go? Is it time?
Yes, please.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh, I'm going to go just rest and take a nap, and maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.